In real life scenario, while working on Git-based projects with multiple branches, we need to incorporate changes from one branch to the other branch. In such scenarios, merge and rebase both are pretty handy. In this lesson, I'll explain the key differences between merge and rebase, and more importantly, I would explain when to use which one for our workflow and why. And this would be mainly the scenarios like getting changes from a feature branch back to the main branch, as well as update feature branches with changes from the main branch. Now here I have used the term feature and main. Instead of feature, it could be issue branch for you, hotfix branch for you, and instead of main, it could be development branch for you. But the strategy or the problem statement remains the same. Let's get started. First, I will consider the scenario when we are incorporating changes from feature to main. So here I have a main branch. From that, a feature branch is created. If you notice, after the feature branch is created from the main branch, there is no change in the main branch itself. Another scenario, here similarly the feature branch is created out of the main, but after the feature branch is created, there are more commits in the main branch like D and E. Both of the scenarios we are going to discuss about merge now. The first one, it is a candidate for fast forward merge, whereas the second one is a candidate for three-way merge. Let me explain why. In case of fast forward merge, as the commit history is linear, there is no divergence from the commit C1. In this case, the branch pointer from the main branch would just move to the end of the feature branch. That way, the commit history would be linear. So all the commits from feature branch would be brought to the main branch. When I say brought to the main branch, it does not mean actually the commits are moving. They are static in nature, they are immutable. But the pointer of the main branch moves to their end. So logically, it's all in the same line. In the second scenario, it's not that straightforward. So here what happens, it's a three-step scenario. First, from where the divergence happened, that is C1, that is selected, and the tip of the two branches, in this case C for feature branch and E for main branch, is selected, and ultimately they are combined, and finally a merge commit is created where all the changes are incorporated. So incorporating feature branch changes to main branch we have discussed, but we have discussed merge only. And in merge also we have discussed fast forward merge and three-way merge. Keep these two concepts in mind. Both of them would be handy later on in this lesson. Right now, I'm not intentionally discussing rebase. First, we will discuss the second scenario where we will be updating feature branches with the changes from main branch. Then I'll come back to rebase. So let's discuss about the second scenario. So second scenario, incorporating changes from main to feature, that is updating the feature branches with the main branches. So in this case, the first scenario is for merge, where it would be a three-way merge. Instead of feature to main, it would be main to feature. But the strategy is same. The common ancestor node would be selected, the tip of the both branches would be selected, and then a merge commit would be created. In this case, it would be on the feature branch, not on the main branch. Like this one. In case of rebase, the feature branch itself will re-anchor itself. The latest commit from the main branch would be taken, and on top of that, all the commits from feature branch would be replayed. But as a result, these commits would be changed. The commits of the feature branch, although their message and everything will remain same, but their commit IDs would be different. So in this case, we are re-anchoring the feature branch. Their base is changed. That is why we call this rebase. But in this case, what happens? We don't need any additional commit like what we need in case of merge, specifically the three-way merge. So the commit history is linear. A question may arise, now if I have the IDs different, what is the problem here? My commit history is linear and I don't have any additional commit like three-way merge, then rebase is always better to do. But there is a catch. The first thing here, you need to keep one thing in your mind. You never rebase any branch which is used by others. Never ever. If it is a feature branch, by feature branch, I don't mean the feature branch where multiple people are working. If it is a feature branch which is shared only with you, you have your commits, you rebase, your commit IDs get changed, there is not a lot of risk. But if a branch where other people are working and you have rebased and the commit IDs have changed, there would be a high probability of problem while incorporating the changes back to the branch. Let me explain why. So here I had code in my remote repository, the main branch and the feature branch, and the same code I have checked out in my local system. Now in this feature branch, I am working in my local system and other collaborators are also working. I'm done with my changes. Now I rebase this feature branch with the main to get the updates from the main branch. What will happen? All the commits in the feature branch would be changed and it would be at the top of the main branch. But the problem here is now the commits that I have in the feature branch are all new commits. Their IDs are different, but my collaborator in his system, the commit IDs are something else. Those are actually gone. If I push my changes now, this A hash, B hash, and C hash, when the collaborator, when he is done with his changes and he would try to push his changes, he would be facing trouble as the entire commit history is totally different. That is why Rebase is very good when we have our own branches. We are not sharing that branch with anybody and parallel development is not going on there. It's fine. It can create a linear history. But if the branch is shared by any means, never use Rebase. That is why while explaining the scenario from feature to main, I did not discuss rebase. Let us proceed. So back to the scenario 1. Now feature to main, where we did not discuss rebase. We already know from feature to main how the merge works. It would be a merge commit. In case of rebase, it's a strict no, but there is a workaround and it would be a combination of rebase and first forward merge. In this case, what we will do first, we will rebase the feature branch itself. I need to bring in the changes from feature to main, but first I will rebase the feature branch with main branch. So what will happen? In this case, the feature branch would be rebased and it's all the commits would be changed. So in this case also, one thing you need to keep in mind, the feature branch should not be a shared one. Otherwise, it will have the same trouble. So once the feature branch itself is rebased, then it's a linear thing. We can easily do a first forward merge. So what will happen? It would be brought to the main branch and the commit history would be clean and linear. To sum it up, merge provides a complete branch evolution and the total commit history. Rebase, on the other hand, makes the commit history linear, but we should be very careful. It should not be used in branches which is shared or used by other collaborators.